皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So today, as you saw in the thumbnail, would like to talk a little bit about my ideas towards marriage, actually. Now, I was wondering until the last second if I would actually talk about this because it might not be related to, Japanese culture and history or anything, but it's just something that I'm asked really often, yes, especially from my friends, also my siblings, yes. I was engaged, so I proposed to my wife Harumi when I was 21 years old. We got married when we were 22, and our first daughter Hinata was born when we were 24 years old. And Harumi is 1 year older, so it was when she was 25 years old. Yes, but in Japan too, this is considered very, very what should I say? A very young age to get married and have kids, definitely. Out of all my friends, for example, if there were 10 people, you would have maybe one or two people who are married in my generation, yes. And then one or two people are married, and then one person might have kids, yes. So that's like how rare it would be, yes. And when I was 21, 22, I think it would have been like zero point 0.5 people are married and zero point 0.2 people have kids kind of ratio, if that makes sense, yes. So anyways, that's the reason why a lot of people, especially recently my friends and my siblings, I have a younger sister and brother, they ask me about how were you able to decide if you wanted to actually get married or not at such a young age? Yes. And this really is a question that is really deeply linked to my fundamental beliefs towards life itself, I guess. So it's something really important to me anyway. So today I love to talk about this. Yes. And in the end, the story will end up talking about a lot of Japanese people today getting divorced, and I really hope that a lot of Japanese people will be able to change their ideas in a way so they will be able to live a happier life. Yes, I'll get to that at the very end. Yes. So first of all, my very quick answer to the question is to answer the question how we're able to decide if whether or not if you should actually get married or not. My simple answer is that if you can imagine playing insane mode on video games, is this just me, or would you understand what I mean by that? Any video game would have like choose a difficulty, right? Yes, and then you have like casual or like hard mode, and then the top ones tend to be like insane or like are you crazy kind of levels, right? Yes. So I always explain that marriage is like choosing insane mode of life, yes, and then playing it on split screen with your partner, yes. So that is my answer to when or how should you decide if you can actually get married or not. Simply ask yourself, would you like to put your life into insane mode and play split screen with your partner and still think that life is fun? Yes. Now, I always explain it this way because a lot of people think that getting married equals happiness. When you hear when you celebrate someone's weddings, for example, you would say, someone getting married, you would say to them in Japanese, 幸せになってね, like, please be happy. I mean, of course, there's a lot of happiness, yes. But a lot of happiness comes after overcoming a lot of challenges and obstacles, yes. For me, saying that getting married is becoming happy is almost like saying like once you start running a company, once you become a president, you'll be rich and powerful. Well, I mean, if you become if you become a president of a company, if you start running your own team, your group, you could become rich. You could become free. Yes, you might have more freedom. Yes, but that is after achieving a lot of things, right? Yes, you actually think up of a business, and you need to actually succeed, in the business, and you need to gather people to work with you, and you need to be able to make them understand what the purpose of the business is, and so on and so forth, right? You can't just go from becoming a president equals, with a lot of freedom and money. For me, getting married equals happiness is basically the same idea. Yes. So there's a lot of things, you know, relationships with your partner's parents, you know, and money problems once you start having kids. Like, how would you educate your kids? There's just so many things that you have to overcome. So, your life, when you get married, from my opinion, your life never gets easier. It definitely does not get easier at all. But can you still enjoy it? Yes. When you finally can say yes to this question, that's the timing I think you should get married with your partner. Yes. So this is something that I always say. It'd be great if you can tell me, but if you're married or if you're not married, to be great if you can let me know about your opinion about this. Yes. What you think about my answer. Yes. It'd be great if you can let me know about your opinion. I mean, I think it's different, the ideas towards marriage. You know, it'd be different in each country, so it'd be great if you can let me know. Yes. So, as I was saying in the beginning, more than half, about at least 1/3. Every year it changes, but about 1/2, so it has half or 1/3 of people groups get married. Get married and get divorced. Get divorced. Yes, in Japan. So a lot of people have to go through the procedure of getting divorced, and you know, especially in Japan, we have a very collectivist society. So, you know, doing all the procedures and talking with your relatives and everything is a really, it's really suffering, you know, for a lot of people to go through. Yes. So I really wanted to tell my siblings, also the people in my generations, that a lot of people tend to think that they have to get married at some point. You know, I think it's changing a lot in many places in the world, but still in Japan, there's a strong belief that in order to be seen as a mature person, a grown up, you really, at some point, you need to get married. I mean, if you're like single forever, that's like miserable, right? But no, that's definitely not true, because no one is here to decide whether or not you should get married or not. And again, your life is definitely not going to get easier at all. Yes. So there's a lot of risks that you have to take. And you could take it. And for me, I'm 100% happy that I got married, and I've had like not even a millisecond of regret of doing it or having kids or anything. Yes. But that's really up to the person. Yes. I really want to say that it's really marriage and everything. It's all about enjoying making someone else happy, you know? Getting married is always about thinking about your partner and what you can do for your partner, what would make him or her happy. You know, and that's just really fun, you know, going through all the challenges, and you two might suffer together, but that's same, you know, it's really just fun, you know, going through it together if the two of you are together, right? So I really would want to say that marriage is just a contract, basically, you know. Maybe this is obvious in your country, but in Japan it's not, at least, yes. And I also want to say that marriage is not as important as understanding that making someone else happy other than yourself is going to make you even more happier, yes. If that makes sense, you know? I think humans are, in our instincts, we're made so that we feel more happiness when we do good for others, yes. And I think it's important that we understand this first, yes, that making someone else happier makes you happier too. And then I think considering getting married or things like that would be even better. I mean, I don't want any other people in my generation to suffer any, you know, bad situations. I mean, there's a lot of mothers who suffer from their husbands, you know, not because they don't have a good relationship. She has to go through a lot of struggles with raising kids and also doing a side job and things. And so I always say that, is it okay for your life to go into insane mode? If you can answer yes, then that's the timing yes. If not, it's really important that marriage is not happiness. Marriage is not happiness. Being with the person you love and enjoying making that person happy is happiness, not the marriage itself, would be my answer to my questions. And I really hope that more Japanese people, especially in the younger generations, my generations, who are going to get married from here, yes, in their late 20s or early 30s, this is the message that I would definitely want to tell them, yes. All right, so yeah, please let me know about your opinions. It'd be great if we can share our opinions through the comments. Yes, I think this is something really interesting to talk about, so All right. So then, as I always say, my ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. Yes. So there are a lot of people outside Japan who have their hopes and dreams in Japan, right? They might want to study Japanese, talk with Japanese people with the language skills they learned. They might want to train the martial arts or traditional culture like tea ceremony or stage arts. And they just simply might want to travel Japan for all the history, the culture, and the environment, nature and everything. But I'm very afraid that and worried that Japan might not be able to provide these things in the near future because as I always talk about in my videos, Japan is facing a lot of social problems right now. We are losing our traditional culture and our environment, our history and everything. And the younger generations who are supposed to be carrying on the good things about Japan are suffering and dying right now. So I really want to dedicate my whole life into trying to solve the social problems, and I want to also preserve and involve the traditional culture and try to help out the younger generation, brighten up their future a little bit more by creating businesses and systems for them to just enjoy their life more. Yes, that's what I want to do. And that's exactly the reason why I am a Iaido-ka. I am a tea ceremony trainee, I am a no theater trainee, I'm a shakuhachi flute player trainee, but also talk about social problems. That's the reason why. Because as much as I love Iaido and all the things that I train in, I understand that if I really want to preserve these cultures, we really need to change something about Japan to do that, yes. Because we're standing on a very trembling ground right now, yes. We need to first of all fix that and then talk about traditional culture afterwards, yes. So that's the reason why, I have so many different genres of videos on my main channel. If you can understand that, is my intention, yes. And as you know, my first step to achieving this big dream and my goal for now is to achieve 1 million subscribers by January 2023. So that'd be the next end of next year for my main channel. Yes. So it'd be great if you give me likes and comments in my main videos, main channel's videos. That'll be helpful for me to boost my videos to new viewers who have never seen my video before. Yes. And also if you find any content interesting, it'd be great if you can share them on SNSs or with your friends and family nearby. Yes. And if you could really help me out, yes, it'd be great if you can give me thanks through the main videos and also join my membership too. That'd be really exciting as well. Okay? Alright, then thank you so much. I'll be waiting for your comments. ありがとうございました。